Hello. Okay, so I just want to just acknowledge the nerves that I'm feeling right now because I'm going to use them through this. Thank you so much to everybody. There's a lot of you people here. Thank you so much for coming out and supporting Creative Mornings. Thank you, Nicole. Thank you, the volunteers. Wait, click. There we go. So, yeah. The theme for this month is wonder, and like how awesome is it that as creatives we get paid to wonder? But wonder is nothing unless you actually make it happen. So when I was putting this presentation together, I was like, damn, what's the worst fucking effect I can find in Keynote? And I found it. And the worst font, mind you. Like this Keynote is it's basic, but it's, you know, that doesn't matter, whatever. So yeah, the definition of wonder, the desire to know something or to feel curious. You know, it's a bit of like, what'll happen if I put that with that? What'll happen if I smoke that? What'll happen if I take that or eat that? Or sometimes you don't have to always act on the wonder, but yeah, it's good. And like, I love wondering. I'm a mad wanderer. So you're probably wondering why the hell I'm here. I think I'm here because my title is Creative and Production Lead at Telstra, and because I'm Nicole's friend. And I need this. No, okay, I don't know. I don't know which hand to hold this fucking clicker in. Okay, so I'm here, yeah, title is Creative and Production Lead at Telstra for the digital communication channels, which basically means social media, and which is very far from advertising, but awesome. I've got a team, my two little duties, my Sydney duties sitting over here, and then I've got a team in Melbourne as well. Prior to that, creative and production lead and head of production at Now We Collide, which was, I was going to take my shoes off, which was really, really, really amazing to work with some massive brands on huge campaigns. You know, saw some pretty, it really pushed myself, which is what you need to do as a creative. And then prior to that, at the music channels for 7 years, started as a coordinator, just winged it all the way through, like all the way. And then, and, I mean, as we all do, right? Because like I've never had any formal training in directing or like writing and that kind of stuff. I just was like, I wonder how that dude does that. And I'm just gonna give it a red hot go. I can thank my mother for that. So working at the music channels was such a beautifully, creatively free thinking place. Like you were not allowed to be inside the box. You had to get out of that box. And this video that I'm going to show you is a response to brief for introducing one of our new presenters, which is something, you know, you could do like a little video like, hey, here's Marty, blah, 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 blah. But we decided to take it a little bit further and make it a little bit dark and sinister. And yeah, so this is the video.
Wave your hands behind your back.
The search is over. Marty Smiley joins the new Channel V lineup.
Yeah, so, you know, the idea was like, oh, cool, it's a lineup of presenters. Where can we take that? Blah, blah, and no money. Like that whole garden running park scene was shot in the front yard of Foxtel. The paint being thrown on the pig-faced boy was like in a side road. It was awesome. So that's what I do, but who I am is Nads. And I have, this is so revealing, good God. I have multiple social media personalities. Or profiles, one of which is me looking never impressed at places or doing things. The other is I like to photograph men while they sleep. Sounds weird, is not. It's actually really beautiful. Those are my friends. It's mainly just my friends and people on the airplane, poor men on the airplane. And then I have this thing called, I never remember how to pronounce it, pareidolia something. It's basically a condition that creatives apparently have where they see faces in things. It's not as cool as synesthesia, but I will take it. So yeah, look at my face everywhere. My new hobbies. I just took up golf. Woo! That's a lot of fun. Go to the driving range on Saturdays, Sundays, and Wednesdays. I love it. And I started tapestry. Neither of these sport hobbies are going very well at all, just by the way. But I'm into it, and I wondered how you did it, and I'm making it happen. And I fucking love sloths. Like, best animal in the whole wide world. I was so devoted. I don't know if you've ever looked up who your spirit animal is. I'm a fucking seagull. Like, what the hell happened there? I'm supposed to be that guy. Anyway, I'm going to take my jacket off. Sorry. Yeah, it's really hot in here. Yeah, sweet. So look, apart from all those things, I am a creative director. I am a director. I am a writer. I am a producer. I am a production designer, set stylist, like all these things and everything in between. But none of which that I'd be able to do without having the natural aptitude to just wonder and daydream all the time. And then go, fuck, how do they do that? I'm going to do that. And just making it come to life. There's this dude, okay, look, honesty hour, I found this quote on Google. I don't know who Jerry Spence is, but I do know that he's an undefeated American trial lawyer, but I love what he said here. I'd rather have a mind opened by wonder than one closed by belief. And the way that I interpret that is, you know, if you believe that you can only do one thing, you will only do one thing. Why not believe that you can do multiple things and just give it a go, you know? Just really push yourself. Some more Nads time. Things that I wonder about. I recently moved to Melbourne, which is a massive change. So I wake up every morning and I wonder what the weather's going to do, because that is literally what it does every day. It is fucked. I love it, but I hate it so much. I wonder where I put my stuff, my keys, my bag. I mean, anyone who's ever worked with me or hung out with me, how many times have I said, I've lost my wallet? Like, and it's right next to me. Like, I lose everything all the time. So I wonder where my things are all the time. Oh, I love this. And sometimes I just wonder, what does it all mean, you know? Why are we here? There was a song underneath this, but it was way too dramatic. We're just having a little crisis. Look at him. Oh, it's so good. That's my screensaver. It's my screensaver on my computer at work. And that's my that's my coordinator, Mel. And then that's me, because I'm just eating and she's permanently having a crisis. It's just so good. So, yeah, I'm here because I wondered. Like, I wonder, you know, back in the beginning, I would be like, fuck, what the actual fuck am I doing? Like, not with life, but like legit, how do you even open Final Cut Pro? Like, what is going on here? I sat down to do my first edit. I was like, yeah, I can edit. Cool, no worries. Sat down, I was like, oh my God, Google, how do you open Final Cut Pro? Like, where's applications? Like, so bad. Oh my Lord. But I did it, right? I wondered how to do it. I asked questions. I Googled. I learned. I acted, created, shared, and hopefully I inspired, because that's what we do as creatives. We are here to inspire people. We're here to keep that cycle going. I'm going to create something, I'm going to share it, and then you're going to go on and you're going to be inspired by that, and you're going to make something from that as well. And it doesn't matter what it is. It could be a commercial, it could be a short film, it could be a music video, a drawing, a poem, anything. Like, woo, I'm thirsty. We need to inspire. Sorry, can I spill my water? Thank you. Take a sip. Oh, sippy. Cool. A little pile over here. Oh, damn it. That was my Final Cut slide. Sorry. I forgot I put that in. That was a new addition. How does this work? Yeah, that was me, except younger and cooler back then. So there's the cycle, right, that I was talking about, of creating and sharing and inspiring. And when I was working at the music channels, like Nick said, I had like I met a lot of people, I interviewed a lot of people, had a lot of drinks with a lot of people, and it was just so damn good. But towards the end of my time there, I was getting more and more obsessed about this idea of creating inspiring and how I'm a part of that cycle and you're a part of that cycle. And these dudes are a part of that cycle. So I asked the question, and the whole, I'll let you watch it. I won't tell you what's going to happen, but I mean, this is just anyway.
When you hear something when you're young, it kind of becomes part of your DNA or your language of how you know how to create music.
Everyone has the power and actually has a want to create.
When I was younger, I used to think that inspiration only came once in a while.
The magic of feeling inspired can sometimes feel like it doesn't exist.
Some days you just wake up and you got nothing.
But when it really happens and really comes from the right place, you just channel it. You kind of tap into something and it seems to stream through you.
Music makes the world go round, you know? You hear something and you run it through your ears, your heart, your soul.
As soon as you release albums that people connect with, you don't mind playing that song 600 times.
Even when you've done the shittest gig ever, there could be one person in there who goes and forms the best band in the world. It's passing it on.
I don't think people really understand how much it means to the bands to be there and actually be a part of it.
Like a never-ending cycle.
That's why music is so powerful, you know, because that's what we're all searching for.
Having that little moment where you take people away from whatever's going on in their lives or kind of giving them memories for a moment.
The best thing is if you feel inspired from someone else's music and it inspires you to make something, and then hopefully someone else comes along and picks up your song and they love it and that inspires them to do it.
Pretty amazing to just keep the circle of inspiration and art flowing.
Thanks. Is that back on now? Yeah. So obviously they're talking a lot about music in that video, but that's what it is. It's creativity and it's creating and sharing and inspiring. That's why we're here. Like, how awesome is it to be a part of that? Like, how good does it feel to have that power that you can touch someone? So on that inspiration jive, I have a few people that inspire me. 3 that I'm going to talk about. First one is Spike Jonze. Legend, right? Like, this dude is amazing. He is Peter Pan. Like, he is never going to grow up. He is a child. It's so beautiful, the work that he does. Like, that music video, the Uncle yesterday, I don't know if, Heaven, has anyone seen it? Oh, do yourself a favor. That's so good. Beastie Boys, the shit that he did with Apple, Bjork, he's a legend. I saw him talk at Vivid. You were there, right? Yeah. It was amazing. He gave me this little tidbit that I took away, and I resonated with it so much, is the power of no. We are artists. You know, if you make something, you are an artist. You're making something out of nothing, you are creating, and you need to be proud of that. And the thing that is going to make people connect with your work is authenticity and integrity. And if you are going to be working with a client that's like, oh, look, I'm going to pay you, $7,000 to make this commercial, but I want you to do this, and it's not something that you align with, you can say no. You don't have to do that because they're coming to you for your expertise. Believe that. You can say no. Because if you make something that it's not authentic, people are not going to connect with it. That's my jive on that. Romain Gavras. Hands up if you know who Romain Gavras is. Woo! 2. Good God. Get out there. See this dude's work. Woo! He's amazing. Unapologetically dystopian. Everything that he does is dark as fuck. Amazing. But you're just like, whoa, I want to live there. Am I right? It's crazy, hey? Yeah. Also, I was Googling him, and I think he's dating MIA, which is real power couple. But yeah, his work is absolutely incredible. And then my third and final inspiration is my mom. Oh, Bev. Man, hands up who's met Bev. This bird, she's the reason I am the way I am today, and she's the reason that I just do not ever give up. I remember as a little girl, she told me, don't let anyone ever tell you that fairies aren't real, because they are fucking real. She's also the same person that taught me to put dog poop in a brown paper bag and light it on fire on a neighbor's doorstep. I hated that neighbor. We both did. We're thick as thieves. And, you know, like, it's my sister, Boogsy, my brother, Quinn. This is us having a hat party at my house in Sydney. Yeah, Bev, like, wow, that woman, single mum, 3 kids, and she does everything. Like, I have never have I ever heard her say, nah, don't know how to do that, I'm not going to do it. She'd be like, yeah, sweet, I'll figure it out. And that's what you do. You wonder and you make it happen, you know? Bev. Give it up for Bev. She's going to watch this. Love you, Bev. Yeah, cool. So, like, on that vibe of, you know, inspiration and creating, I developed a series while I was working at, or an idea for a series while I was working at Now We Collide, called Emerge. And the idea is basically finding people, not just creatives, but people who take an idea and make it a reality, right? And these next dudes, they're a record label in Melbourne. I flew down, I picked up the camera from work, flew down on the Friday afternoon, shot with them for the Saturday half of Sunday, and I was back that night editing it together. It's about a cassette tape that was given to them that's from, it was made in 1983, and it's disco from Johannesburg. Super random, but the music on it was so amazing that they just needed to get it out into the world. So they took this risk, and they did it. And this is it's a slightly short version of it, but yeah, so this is the video that I made for them.
When I first started digging for disco records, my good friend Brian said to me, you're going to get through all the West End and Prelude stuff, and then you're going to start searching for a different beat. This is the record that I was obsessed about that eventually led me to tracking down Keith Hutchinson, one of the people that co-wrote Zulu Disco. He said to me, oh, did I ever send you the other music that I recorded in the 80s? And I was like, no, please send it through. And he sent it through and it floored me. I probably turned it up a little too loud at the time, and I had a dance around the studio by myself. I straight away sent the email through to my partner in Crime Ruler, Jamie. You know, he had been speaking to me about, he said, oh, look, let's try and put some music out. And yeah, I just said to him, I think I've found Crime Ruler 001. Zulu is our first release. It's a rediscovery. The record came out in South Africa 33 years ago. 34 years ago. It wasn't some private release tape that no one ever heard and didn't make the market. It must have had some radio play, it must have had some traction in the industry because the tune Moga on the cassette was covered a couple of times. Crow Ruler was born a long time before I got involved. It's a brainchild of Jamie Bennett. We do parties, we've got an online record store, we do artist representation, and yeah, we've just launched a record label. The design we're really, really happy with. Graphic design was done by local DJ and record collector Ryan Fraser, and he's got really good taste as well, good taste in music. One of the most important aspects of a release, just as important as the content, I think, is the actual mastering. We're very lucky to have a guy named Dan Ellison based in Melbourne. I don't know how he does what he does, but the guy is a genius.
So this building, well, this is my workshop down here. It's an absolute clusterfuck of broken technology. I work in engineering, which to me is just also the arts. It's like, you know, I grew up writing music and recording music, and building things is the same. Building a hut, building a guitar. Well, I don't build guitars, but you know what I mean. A lot of turntables here from the DJs of Melbourne. Lots of old stuff from, like, yeah. You know, I'm surrounded by old stuff. This is a theme in my life. With the Zulu EP, I only know that the cassette tape came from somewhere in South Africa. I mean, that's my understanding. I mean, the music is incredible. Just one of these little wonders. And I did what I could to get that insane music off the cassette. Using a little bit of modern technology, but doing it tastefully and just not spoiling it. So doing as little as possible, but enough to do it justice. For us, it's just insanely good. It already exists, you know. It didn't take that much work to share it, you know. It's so worth doing. To reach new heights with art, you have to build on what came before, and that's one of the reasons why preserving and reissuing back catalogue stuff, especially lesser known stuff, is important. It's a really funny thing for me to stop and think about. Why should we do what we do? Why should we invent and create and discover and archive and rediscover? Like, what the fuck else are we gonna do?
Yeah, so, you know, that's another story. And I'm a part of that. I'm a part of that because I made that video and I shared that, and that's inspired. And there's probably still another minute on that video. I didn't want to bore you with the whole 5, but 50% of all of the profits go back to the original producer or the original writer of that music. They track them down and they give it back to them, or half of it. And that was their first release. They've done a second release and they're releasing another 2 12-inch singles this year. So good that music is going back into the world. It's really important because so much music has been lost with that digital age thing that we're going through. So yeah, this was fun. I was in the States and I got this phone call like, Nads, got to come back to Sydney. Got to send you to Bangkok. You got to make this commercial. I'm like, oh fuck, okay, cool, I gotta go. So I came back over here and I walked into this meeting and realized that we literally had like 2 days in Sydney to sort stuff out, get over to Bangkok, had to stay there, live there for several weeks in pre-production for this commercial, which was mammoth. Like, at one stage, I was just standing there going, oh my God, how are we gonna do this? Like, the client was like, I want a Muay Thai scene in a gentleman's club, and I want a silkscreen sting dancer person hanging from a ceiling, all in 48 hours of shooting time. And I was like, okay, cool. So very quickly, I became executive producer, production design lead, and something else on this, I don't know, just everything on this shoot. And it was phenomenal. I even had massages. I had a Thai massager on set for the clients. So I'd get my feet and be like, move that over there. It was great. But yeah, so I'll show, there's only 45 seconds. I'll show you and then I'll talk a little bit about it afterwards. I just noticed that tagline, we brew friendship. That's awesome. Yeah. So just 2 things. First of all, that the Muay Thai scene and the nightclub scene were literally, what did we do? The Muay Thai scene, we wrapped that scene, went into the bar, shot the bar scene for 2 hours and came back, and that nightclub scene was set up. Like, if you want to do a commercial, do it in Thailand. It is cheap, it is fast, and it is amazing. Second thing was that we were playing a specific song during that entire commercial because that was the song that we were going to license for this ad. So we were like getting people in the vibe. We wanted it in the veins of this ad. Got back to online phase and was like, oh yeah, no, sorry, we can't afford that song. I was like, oh shit. I wonder what we will do. So myself, the media agency's creative director, and a music composer sat in a studio for all of 2 hours and wrote that song. Like, I've never written a song before. Oh, it is awkward. Like, if you've ever wondered what's it like to write a song, fucking hell, it's hectic. You're just like, what about this line? You know, and you're writing a song about partying in Bangkok. Like, I don't know, but anyway, whatever. It was good. And 70s-esque. Oh, crazy. But we did it, right? And it was awesome. And they've ran that commercial now for 3 years. The English Premier League picked it up to play it in all of the live football games. Like, it's done really well. I'm stoked. Oh, yeah, let's play a game. There was a line I had to say before this. Oh, yes, right. So, so that commercial is, like, that was one of the most difficult, most challenging things I've ever done. But because I believed that I could do it, and I told my brain, not today, brain, I'm going to make this happen, I did it. We did it. You know, the whole team did. So this game, everybody got a piece of paper and a pencil when you sat down. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. How much time do I have? Am I, like, talking super fast? Okay. I'll do first and first, actually. Oh, okay. I'll see how long this goes. Okay, I'm gonna give this a crack. Right, I'm just gonna change it up a little bit. So everyone's got your pencil and your paper. You all good? So first thing I want you to do is I want you to draw this guy, and I want you to write your name on the bottom with your dominant hand. So the hand you always use. He's so cute, eh? Barry, I call him. We all good? Everyone still, anyone need some more time? Yeah, okay, cool, sorry. Sweet, so that's Barry, right? Awesome. Now, turn your page over to the other side. Everyone's turned over? Now I want you to draw Barry again, but I want you to draw Barry with your opposite hand, your non-dominant hand. Oh, feel the awkwardness? Ah, that's why I got small pencils, everybody. Left hand does not like small, well, right, whatever you are, does not like small pencils. And do not forget to write your name with your non-dominant hand as well, please. How are we going? Cool, I love this. This is good energy. You guys this is good. Are we showing each other our drawings? Do you notice that no one showed each other their drawings when they did it with the other hand? Ah. Because we've tricked our motherfucking brains. That's what's happened. So does anyone want to stand up and just kind of talk through what they were feeling during that opposite hand process? Anyone? Give it a go, buddy. Yeah. And when you finished it, how did you feel? You did it, right? Yeah, that's the, yeah. So the thank you so much for sharing. So the thing with that is that basically when you're drawing with your dominant hand, your brain is like, you know this, you've got this, you can do this. If you fuck this up, you are fucked, you know? Like that's what's going on inside your brain. But if you go, hey, non-dominant hand, I'm going to give you a crack, your brain's like, whoa, I'm stepping out of this. I don't want anything to do with this, dude. You just go. Just make mistakes, have fun. And that that feeling, that chitter-chatter that was happening, that laughter that you were feeling, those nerves, that is where creativity lives. That is exactly where it plays. That's the playground in your mind where your idea goes and it's swinging the shit out of itself. But you're just too scared to open it up because your brain is telling you to do something different because you can do better. You can't do this. Like, well, maybe it's not that hardcore, that's just my brain, but you know, like the point is use the other side, like just push past that feeling and try something different all the time. I think I have something else to say there. Hold on. Yeah, exactly. Just have fun with it. So next time you've got a brief or an idea or something you want to do, take it to that playground in your mind. Find another way to play with it, you know, just have fun. Really push yourself. So 4 things that Nads recommends. Number 1, push yourself. Funny that. We just did it. Yeah, try something new. Try a different way of doing it. Do the left-hand drawing thing. Like, I usually use that as a brainstorm opener just to kind of get people a little bit like jiggy, you know? Collaborate. We don't have the answers. I might have 10, 15 years more experience than someone who's just starting out, but they might know something that I don't know. We all can share experiences. We can all share ideas. And ideas are better when they're like brought together with multiple people. Change your shit up. Try new things. Push yourself. Golf. Tapestry. I don't recommend tapestry. It's very frustrating and takes a long time. Jesus. And take care of each other and take care of our planet. Where's that Banish girl? Big up, sister. I love you. That is amazing what you're doing. Every single yeah, well done. I would like to talk to you afterwards, actually, because I've got a zero waste policy on all of my sets. If you bring plastic to my set, you are gone. If you want to have a cup of coffee, you don't have a keep cup, you're fucked. Cool. All right, so, yeah, thank you. And feel free to say hi anytime or now or whatever. Oh, and here's Nicole.
Yay! Give her a huge round of applause. That was so good. But no, you have to stay here because we have to do some Q&A.
Easy, no worries. Thank you. Yep. Hello. Do you want to? No worries. Thank you. What's your name?
My name is Tina.
Hi, Tina. Nice to meet you.
Hello. Do I hold it? Okay. I'm curious about your ideation process. You know, how do you come up with ideas? Whether you do have a process, do you think of it alone? Do you think of it with a team?
Fuck, everybody asks that. No offense, but everybody always asks that question, particularly in interviews. They're like, "What is your process?" I'm like, "I don't have a process." I mean, I have a process. There's things that I do. I eliminate. I go blue sky. I write. I edit. I write. I edit. I pull ideas. You know, I talk to my team so many times about first idea syndrome, where you just like, you get this idea, you're like, oh fuck, that's good. I am never letting that go. But it's probably going to be shit tomorrow when you wake up, you know. So you've got to you have to let ideas go. I'd say my process would be being aware of ego, writing, editing, writing, and then taking those ideas and challenging them against the brief. Always challenging against the brief, for sure. Yeah. Who was number 2? Oh, hi.
Awesome, Prezzo. Would you mind... Frankie, sorry. Hello. Oh, thanks. What's one big mistake or fuck-up you've done, and the key take-out or learning that has made it better?
There's been a few. I wouldn't say a fuck-up that I did, but a fuck-up I had to deal with. I mean, maybe it was a fuck-up I did. It was the very first production I was managing ever, and we were demolishing a house in one of the scenes. It was very metaphorical that the website for Channel V was your new address, so we were breaking down this fucking house, whatever. And the night before, 5 p.m., we were shooting at 7 a.m. the next morning. The people's house that we were going to demolish, they found asbestos, so we couldn't demolish it. I puked because I had a crew of 65 waiting to do it, but I was just like, got to make this happen. And that drive, I got in touch with another construction company. They put me in touch with a dude in Seaforth, changed the location, and boof baff, we were smashing walls the next day. So yeah, I mean, fuck-ups. You just got to acknowledge fuck-ups. You've got to be accountable. You have to take responsibility. It's no one else's fault. It's yours. And the faster you get through that, the better it'll be, for sure. You were number 3, right? What's your name?
Francisco.
Oh.
I was gonna say, I'm with you with the wonder side of things and like your style and everything like that, yeah. And I feel like I'm kind of the same, but like, yeah, I'm a digital designer, and like on the one side of the spectrum, like people hire me to be like creative and wonder, but then I struggle with keeping up with the technical side of things, the software, the like being meticulous and pixel perfect. And I don't know if there's a time that you had like took up a project that you've said yes to because the creative challenge was great, but the technical challenge was something you struggled with.
I mean, look, I'm pretty lucky I don't have to go too deep in technical, but what my problem is that I usually go over the top with ideas and I can't, how do I say this? Sometimes I don't respect what's involved with making an idea come to life, and I don't respect the time that's involved because I haven't invested any time in researching how long that's going to take, right? There's two sides to that, because if you go too deep in understanding how long something's going to take, it could limit your ideas because you're going to be like, oh no, I don't want to do that. Whereas if you just give it a crack, you know, you've just got to be better. That's it, dude. Like, you just have to do your best every single time. If you know those are your faults and you're aware of them, change them. It's like, it's that easy. Like, you've just got to push yourself through it, for sure. Does that answer your question? Yeah, it's just, just try and research and learn and share and inspire. Any other questions? Yo. Oh, sorry, yes. Yeah. 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 I just go big, and then usually what I find is that I've totally overcomplicated it with the initial idea, and then what the idea after my little pretend process, is that I'll work out, oh, I can actually do this. There is a way to do it. But make space, respect both sides of your brain. Make a day for left, make a day for right. And they really shouldn't talk to each other all that much. You should just block that chat.
Hi, my name's Rajesh. Hey, it's kind of similar in terms of, so creativity can be very much a double-edged thing in terms of we got so many ideas, but then there's also the discipline to complete the projects as well. So in terms of you managing your time, right? Any tips for that in terms of that balance between being wondrous, being curious, and actually getting the stuff done?
Yeah. Time. Map your time out. I dedicate days to thinking and creating, and then I dedicate days to planning and that sort of stuff. I try not to in this current role. We all know, like, it's a really demanding job that we do at the moment. I have to actually map out hours in a day, and that's difficult because you've got to switch from that brain. But don't just go from one to the other. Go for a walk. Go have a ciggy. Go have a coffee. Go do something. Go have a beer. Get away from that. Distract your brain and then come back to it. I really recommend that people do a little bit of reading into psychology and how left and brain right works together and what you can do to kind of like trick that. I was saying there was a CreativeMornings talk in Melbourne. This chick, I don't know her name, don't know when it was. I know the theme was preserve, and I watched her talk before I came here. It was really, really, really good. She talks about changing the chemistry in your body to change how you feel about something and how your brain is reacting to that emotion. It's really interesting. I would definitely give that a crack. Do I have one more? One more? Hey, how you going?
My name is Eilish. I'm interested in how you're working with your Telstra now, which is a very different culture to being in the creative culture. And how's that going?
Look, it's good. It's a challenge. That's for sure. I work with amazing people. Really, my team is absolutely incredible. It's corporate, dude. It's a corporation, you know. But I'm not going to change because I'm in a job, and I don't expect the job to change because of who I am. I think we can work together really quite well, and that's just respect. You know, you just bring a bit of sunshine and laughter into the room, and then people have some sunshine and laughter and everything happens, and it's great. But it is a very different world. The model that we've taken is that I'm building this team. I kind of focus on us as an internal creative content agency. So we are sort of a little bit separate to the ways that they work to a certain degree. We've got our own processes, our own creative processes and that sort of stuff. But, I mean, how do you guys feel about it? You've been at Telstra for a long time, and then Sven's brand new as well. And he's also
Nads is a breath of fresh air. Yeah, so she's changed it up quite a bit. And yeah, I don't think you're conforming at all. And I think it's great because it's exactly what we've needed and it's taking us forward. We were kind of stuck. So I'll shut up.
Thank you. How are you feeling about it?
Yeah, I think we're just
in the face of breaking down those walls. So yeah, I think it's, you shouldn't change at all. So yeah.
Totally. You too, bro. Never change. You too. Yeah, awesome. Thank you. I think that's everything. Yeah. Thank you so much, everybody.
Guys, give Nads a huge round of applause.